Hello, this is The Way of Fairness. My name's Stephen Childs. And the synchronicity is outrageous. It's just incredible how connected and arranged my experience is. Like, it's like coincidences that they're talking about the same thing that I'm thinking or that I just thought about, and then they're talking about the same thing. So that's on like um, extreme mode. I've never experienced it this pronounced to this degree, and it's along the lines of me being supported by the all-powerful, the universe, cosmos, whatever you want to call it. As long as you understand I'm a faith-based atheist. And I've had dreams that I'm the only Christ, the only Savior, the only one. That's what they're supporting, is that claim that I was told in a dream. So the cosmos, the all-powerful, the servants of that, they're probably extraterrestrials. They can arrange the pattern of our lives. So that's who wants me to say this. They want me to say it. And then they support it. And then the synchronicity goes wild. So when I make the claim that I'm the only Christ, I'm the only Savior on planet Earth, wow, things happen like unbelievable. I'm totally supported. And then the death threats come telepathically. And sometimes not telepathically. It's like, it's subtle threats that I hear people say that are actually about a death threat or something like that, in a coded way, in a veiled way. So, more and more, that opposition is not, it doesn't even make me blink anymore. I generally don't even think it's about me. It's like, they're not talking about me. This does not affect me. And they, when they really start pointing the finger right at me, like I have the telepathic message that they're going to end my life, and I scoff at that. So if they do me wrong, I'm not getting hurt by it. They get hurt by doing me wrong. And that's the way reality actually is. When someone does us wrong, we might feel pain or emotional upset, but we're not actually hurt from it because they're doing us wrong. But they're harming their own self in a very, very extreme way. So that's why when you realize anger is a waste of your energy, people keep saying, or I get the thought from them that, don't piss me off. Well, that's a sign of weakness. When somebody says that, it shows that they're weak because they're unskilled, because they're not using the all-powerful to protect them. Their ego's trying to protect them against the universe, and the universe is going to win. Their ego's going to lose, So the faster you can learn that your ego's never going to win, it's the problem. That's what separates us from the all-powerful. Oh, they're telling me today on my walk telepathically, interesting conversation from the spirit world, the world of the mind. That's what I mean by spirit. It's mind only. I can't see a body. It's telepathic. And they're telling me that they want me to go to planet Lucifer, see it. They want me to see it, or it's planet Zero, and you have to be a zero to go there. So I'm a zero, because if you're a zero, you're like, that's like infinitely powerful. So they say that you're gonna amount to nothing. You know, the shaming attempt to get you to surrender to the status quo, which is corrupt. And so you're nothing, you know. Now I could say that in a way that puts them down. So when somebody makes a death threat against me, I can say, you're nothing. I'm not scared of your death threat. You're nothing. Or it could mean like, don't you realize that you don't need to do this because you have all the power in the universe? Because your zero is infinite. We don't have an ego, so that we're nothing. We're not anything. Like Buddha. That which has form is formless, so we're formless. Shunyata, it's emptiness. There's nothing in an empty cup. That's what everything is. Nothing. Wow. So people don't realize it, and they're missing the boat. They have a hard time seeing the benefit of being able to turn the coin over to the side where reality isn't anything at all. See, if it's not anything at all, it doesn't need to be created. You don't need a creator to create nothing. And that's what reality is. So nothing has all power. So it's funny how the language gives us a clue that something funny's going on here. What are we saying? Does nothing have all power? Yeah, it has all power. So the less there is of you, the more there is of the power. And it's incredible, the power that we experience in our reality, like supernovas. Well, the whole thing from an expansion of what we call the Big Bang, and we're just learning more about that now. But all the energy that was expanded is just incredible. So I'm listening to an interview on YouTube, Stephanie Miller, and she's using the phrase awakened awareness in her book, and that's what I was doing journaling about, I think it's like 5-6 years ago, when I was in recovering from the pituitary tumor surgery. And I was trying to figure out what is this about? What is this awakened state of mind, this awareness of what? What does it mean? So I'm practicing on, instead of being in the now, the eternal now moment, I'm not getting any traction with that. But what's really making sense to me right now is to shift into the timeless state. It's timelessness. So, eternity kind of might lead you off of that path of timelessness. So that there's no hurry. Everything happens when it's supposed to happen, because it's arranged by the all-powerful. We just need to surrender to it and let it happen. Let the arrangement begin, from the all-powerful. And you do it by becoming timeless. So Stephanie Miller she's talking about, on this interview, she's talking about nature. And I just went for like a 4 or 5 hour hike today. And I went 2 miles up to the summit, but it's steep. You know, this is the Rocky Mountains. So I climbed a lot of elevation, and it took me like 3 hours to get up and an hour to get down, something like that. So she's explaining how when you get this, if you get into this timeless state and you're not thinking, your thoughts, your frontal lobe tries to think, and she's explaining this in her words. So I'll just explain it in my words. So is what I do is I stop thinking. I don't attach to the thoughts that are happening in my mind. I don't want to remember. I don't want to figure it out. I want to forget about what I was thinking about as soon as possible. Just forget it. Let the unconscious have it. If it's important, the unconscious has it. So you can be free from your own mind. You can be free from this invisible prison. We're the jailer we have ourselves imprisoned. So there's an Atomic Rooster song from the rock and roll era of the 60s, 70s. And the guy, Vincent Crane, I think he played organ for this band called The Crazy World of Arthur Brown. So Arthur Brown, they had this song called God of Hellfire or something. It's a very interesting song. I am the God of Hellfire, and it's rock and roll. So they're talking about fire on the video today. So this is the synchronicity. So I don't know what will happen from this. They told me that my apartment's burning down on my hike. I just remembered that. So see, there's something going on with fire. And it's correlating with punishment for the people that are causing climate damage on planet Earth. That's what I was shown this past week. That's what the cosmos is going to stop. No more will they destroy this Earth's environment for life on Earth. So I get in this mind fight with the people that are on the side of, well, we're not really hurting anything. And like in Belgium, there's big protests going on. And I just felt a little bit of fear from the team that it's like an authority. It's like a rogue policeman that's not doing his duty. He's doing his own agenda. So that's the feeling of it. And it's like threats that they're going to put you in prison. So it overlaps. The wires get crossed. It's Trump that's going to prison, not me. You know what I mean? So they try to frame me for being the one who did the horrible deed. And they want to pin it on me. That's the force of unfairness or the force of evil that does that. So you have to get to the place where you have like almost total faith in the all-powerful to get through this. And you have to I don't care what happens to me or anyone else. It's all okay. It's good. Just let it happen. So that there's no fear. Once you can get rid of the fear in your mind, they have to give up. Because that's the only thing they can do is try to scare you. So they're trying to scare us into submission. And so you have groups of people in our everyday life that are making our lives very stressful, and unhappiness is rampant because somebody's always trying to gain control over us. And with me, I'm not in the group. I never have been. I saw Walking Tall when I was a teenager, the first one, and I was like, oh no. It was like a heavy weight thrown onto me. That's what I'm about. this guy was a sheriff in real life, so he did have some support, but he stood up on his own 2 feet and fought against corruption. And it was based on religious lines. I don't base corruption on religious lines. The religion is corrupt. The morality is just fairness. See, I don't buy into religious morality. So I have to retranslate these kind of shows like Walking Tall. Or another good one is Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury. It's really good. But it's here again, it's like if you could imagine a good church that doesn't have any crazy morality and it's just about stopping the unfairness, saving our planet from ourselves from being unfair, greedy, selfish. So then it would make sense. So you have to retranslate it so that it's about the real world and not what they think the world is. And they're in some kind of delusion and they think the world's flat, or they think it was created in 6 days or some kind of nonsense from the past. They're living in the past. And they always bring up the past. They bring up what you did wrong. And there's nothing you can do to be right to them because you're always wrong. Number one, in their mind, is you're wrong about everything. And they're right about everything. You know the kind of people I mean? So just let them do it. Let them do it. And then see what they're doing and don't be affected by it. So these people that are ignorant or for whatever reason they're trying to control, let them. If they're trying to irritate you, let them and say the prayer to the all-powerful. If you do me wrong, you're cursed. And then they try to stop me from cursing telepathically. And it becomes this rogue authority, God presence, God cop, whatever it is. Just like, you got to give up. You have to give up right now. And I'm like, you're making me laugh. You lost. You're a loser. I won. Join us. We're your friend. We're not going to, there's no retribution. It's total forgiveness. We're not going to prosecute you for the stuff that you're hiding from us. That's why they don't want to lose control, because they're hiding stuff they don't want to come forward. Well, we want it all a secret. The past is a secret. We don't care. This is the way of fairness. This is why they said I'm the only Christ, because they knew I was going to come up with this idea before I was even born. That's the way reality is. It's amazing. So we can get Putin off the hook if he'll help us make the way of fairness. And Trump. Trump won't have to go to prison if he can get all his people supporting the way of fairness. Musk, same thing. Elon Musk. All the billionaires, they need to join the way of fairness because, let me tell you why. The people that are really upset that these people are damaging the environment, if they lose control in a big way and they really do harm to people in trying to stay in control, like civil wars and stuff, when they lose, and they will lose because they're on the side of falsehood, truth always wins, and fairness always wins. Well, like the French Revolutions, they had guillotines, so they killed people. So these billionaires things could work out where the people power takes over, and it could be like a Marxism or similar to a Marxist type violent revolution, and they would just kill those billionaires. And, the military would be on the side of the people. See, this is a scenario that might happen. This is why the billionaires need to get with the way of fairness and help me make this religion. They can just throw a little fraction of a % of money of their net worth for the way of fairness, we could build a religion, and it'll be tax deductible donations and so forth. And because I'm supported so strongly in this claim that I'm the only Christ, that I have faith that it's true. You know, it's like I really don't believe it, but from a logical, it's a possibility. And then with what I know about synchronicity and the high frequency awareness, awakened awareness mode of thought, it's possible, quite possible. And so then just from the results, the pragmatic effect of it, yeah, I'm the only Christ, I'm the only Savior, and it's working. So let's make a religion, the religion of fairness. So it's like, I'm working on a document, but I decided to just make the video about it. And justice is fairness. So we want justice for all. We don't have it. We want the liberty. It's like the philosophy that Thomas Jefferson used was, we have the right, the divine right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. So liberty is freedom, and justice is you can't do other people wrong. You can't be unfair to other people. Justice is fairness. So the corrupt government, the elite, have written laws in that benefit them, and there's not really any justice. You know, if you don't have money, you don't get justice. You get put in jail for any kind of, like you have a car without a registration because you're broke, and you can't buy new tires, and so you're liable for something, run over a mailbox or whatever because you're on a slick road and you don't have good tires. They put you in jail because you can't pay the fine. So you go to jail. You can't bail yourself out. So see, that's not justice. That's unfair. That's evil. That's the force of evil. The big guy picking on the little guy. And all these little guys need to get together, and we'll be one big guy. We'll all be the same one. We all count the same. The all-powerful all is what every one of us is. I'm not the all myself, but it's what I am. It's what all is the all. So it's oneness. Unity. See, if you have all that is working with unity, all power is directed in one direction. Because all that is has all power, because it's all that is. So that's the key to getting the billionaires and the criminal politicians like Trump and Putin, and name whoever else you want. You can name Democrats that you think are criminal politicians. But see, the evidence is that it's not that way so much. It's that the Republicans have been brainwashed by big money. And it's been going on for years, since I was a kid. So, it's where the synchronicity of this thing is right now. I haven't listened to the whole video, the interview of Lisa Miller. I'll put a link to it below this video. That I'm getting kind of telepathically that there's a fight going on about who gets the crap. Who's going to be our toilet is one way of saying that. So people that are unfair are going to be the toilet. Have a great day.